Hello, beautiful souls. um, the picture from this video is from Star Wars. Some of you will get it, some of you won't. It's a very famous line from the Star Wars trilogy where this guy realizes, oh my gosh, it's a trap. We've been fooled. And that's basically what Neo-Advaita is we got fooled into a trap. It's interesting. Actually, I'll give in the Star Wars movie. There's this. It's like this very important mission. They've got to go destroy this thing, and it looks like it's unguarded. And so, um, they got this intelligence that like the fleet is on the other side of the galaxy. So now is the time to go and attack. Well, when they get there, it ends up that information was fed to them on purpose and it was untrue. And like the whole fleet is there. And this guy is like, oh, it's a trap. Well, that's kind of how Neo-Advaita is. We were fed false intelligence. Keely, that the teacher was enlightened. The teacher could lead us there, that if we just practiced self-inquiry, we didn't need to do anything else, or we were already enlightened. So don't even do that. It's such a serious topic. I wanted to have a little fun. So I've mostly disabled comments, but some of my older videos, the comments are still turned on, and I got a really interesting one. And someone, I was criticizing a specific guru for sleeping with his students. And someone wrote, like, what's the big deal? This guy's just promiscuous. Like, that's not illegal. It's human nature to want. And they said, it seems to me that you're just creating more drama and feeding gossip. So first of all, in the early videos, they were kind of, this person's right. My early videos were more like expose. I kind of had to figure out, how can I help people? How can I help people on this journey? So I hope my more recent videos in the last couple of years, I believe, are less gossipy and less stirring up drama. So to that person, you're absolutely right, especially about my early videos. You're 100% right, and I've actually apologized for some of that. Next, it's human nature. I don't know if it's human. This particular criticism was this person was like sleeping with like 3 different people at once, and I don't know that that's human nature, but certainly some people want that and pursue that, and so be it. It's not a big deal if someone does that, unless they've taken on the guru role. Like once you take on the guru role, there's kind of like a different set of rules. Now, here's the thing. My language is really interesting there. This teacher and most of the teachers in Neo-Advaita, they take on the guru role. Well, traditionally, that's not how it works. You're given the guru role. And someone won't give you the guru role unless you are impeccably clean around money, around sex, around power, about not trying to control or manipulate people. So someone who has issues in those departments and is not interested in material things, is heavily detached. And battery running low. There we go. And so someone who has issues with sex or money or power, or someone who's really invested and looking for happiness in the physical world, is not cut out to be a guru. And so this person, I don't think, really knew so much about traditional gurus, or even Advaita Vedanta. They were basically saying, well, what's the big deal if this guy sleeps with 3 people at once? And if they hadn't set themselves up as a guru, then yeah, that's like, do you. However, to take on the guru role, you don't have to be perfect, and I don't know that anyone is perfect, but you have to be completely trustworthy. Completely trustworthy. And if you make a mistake, you have to be the kind of person that will admit it immediately. So the various members of the Neo-Advaita, I'm tempted to call it circus, it is, of the Neo-Advaita circus, they don't meet any of those qualifications. But the most important qualification is they set themselves up as gurus. That's just not how it works. You can set yourself up as a preacher or sort of a teacher. That's kind of what I've done. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not a guru. I don't lead people. I'm not here or able to lead people to enlightenment. Like anyone can get up and talk about a subject. But to be a guru, you have to be so impeccable that you are literally able to be worshipped and not have it go to your head and not abuse the power, because people project onto a guru, they project God and they project their parents. And so that's why it's such a big deal, why counselors are not allowed to get involved, even as friends are not allowed to have personal relationships with their clients, because it does so much harm. Because through the process of psychotherapy, over time, the person literally starts to look to the psychotherapist as a mother or father, or as an idealized partner. These things get projected and then they get worked through. So you have to have a very high moral character to be a counselor, and you need to have like 10 times that to be a guru. So that's all that's on my mind. And for right here, right now, if anyone has any questions, I see we have some live viewers. Feel free to put in any questions or comments. Wow, 4 live viewers. I haven't been live in a while. Hello, hello. If anyone wants to share anything, please do. I failed to share one more thing. I basically, I knew for a long time that some things were off with Neo-Advaita. And then everything just kind of popped for me when there was a big expose of one particular Neo-Advaita guru. And that's what led to me starting this channel. But my real education in Neo-Advaita was from arguing with devotees of Neo-Advaita gurus, because they came after me and so a lot of my earlier videos are about my interactions with the devotees. And I very quickly realized, oh my God, this is a religion. And oh my God, these people don't know anything about non-duality. And oh my God, these Neo-Advaita teachers have redefined non-duality to such an extent that it bears no resemblance to what actual non-duality is. And oh my God, these people can't carry on a conversation. All they can do is attack me. And so that was where my real education in Neo-Advaita, I mean, part of it was spending so many years in Neo-Advaita satsangs. Part of it was debating. I don't really do that anymore. Was debating with all these followers. Moo, great question. Neo-Advaita, I'll give an answer, and if you want to fine tune your question a little bit. So Neo-Advaita can desensitize you from life, from your feelings, from your body. I don't know that it can desensitize you for more genuine inquiry, but it can unbalance you so that genuine inquiry becomes a problem. So I've talked about this many times. Adi Shankara listed some very strict prerequisites before doing self-inquiry. And Adi Shankara said, look, without these, it's impossible. No, he said the quest for Brahman, which means Brahman, how to even define ultimate reality. Without these prerequisites, the practice of devotion to Brahman, knowing Brahman, will fail. Ramana Maharshi said, without these prerequisites, the path of self-inquiry is impossible. So, it's not quite said, but you need a balanced personality. And Neo-Advaita will unbalance you if you take it seriously. If you go to church, if you go to Neo-Advaita once a month or once a week, like church, and you don't really practice in between, you don't take it seriously, then it's probably not going to do a whole lot of harm. It's planting bad seeds, but yeah, unbalanced. So let's see if I can find. Oh, there it is. Okay, great. So this is a great page. This is a guy named Tom Doss. I haven't met him, but I check out his website often. Tom, yeah, he's well versed in actual non-duality, and so he's able to express things like this. I just posted a link where he talks about the prerequisites for self-inquiry. So, but Neo-Advaita can desensitize you. And so, Neo-Advaita is a form of spiritual bypass. Spiritual bypass is when you use a technique to avoid, suppress, or dissociate from your feelings. So that's a problem, because dissociating, avoiding, and suppressing, those are short-term strategies. They don't lead to long-term change. And so that's why you have all these prerequisites, is so that your emotional life is taken care of. Like, I've recently been studying with a traditional Swami, and one thing that was taught is that until your life is reasonably balanced, doesn't have to be perfect, but you're not ready for self-inquiry, because you'll be constantly dwelling on the problems of your life. And so what Neo-Advaita does is it creates a way for people to escape their problems. But that's just like taking a drink or shooting up or smoking marijuana to not face your problems. It's great in the short term. Sort of great, not really. It works in the short term. The pain goes away, but it's not a viable strategy, and it's certainly not a spiritual strategy, and it's not going to lead to any kind of breakthrough or any kind of growth. The opposite, you de-evolve. One of the worst pieces of advice I got from a Neo-Advaita teacher is, if you're angry, just turn away from it. Absurd. Just absurd beyond words, and harmful. And it didn't work for me. It just made the anger worse. The anger would just come back stronger. The bad news is, we were lied to, that you don't have to deal with any of that stuff. Just inquire. That's the bad. The bad news is we have to deal with it. The good news is, when we deal with it, then we can find lasting peace. And then that's or relative lasting peace. And then that sets the stage for I haven't experienced it, but eternal peace, which all the great teachers talk about. Actually, I just found a website. I'm going to post it. I've just taken a brief glance at it, but This is a guy who studied with a traditional Advaita teacher, and on his website, he actually posts resources for emotional healing and basically resolving your emotions. And I was like, God bless you, finally. Not finally, but and he's not a Neo-Advaita teacher at all, but I was just so stoked to find someone talking about that. Oh no, yeah, it may take me a minute. If anyone else has any other questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't find the website I was hoping to share. All right, any other questions or comments? I'm not seeing any, so I'm going to log off. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Wish you a beautiful, beautiful evening. And to anyone who's new, so actually, I almost feel like this is a separate video. I'm going to make another video. If you guys want to hop back on, just go back to my channel and you'll see another video. So it'll say live now. Thanks so much for joining in, Mew. Yeah, I will. I'll see if I can find that one, Mew. And thank you for your question and participation. Namaste, beautiful souls.